You have it, and it's the best possible version of that food. What food are you choosing? What meal are you choosing? It can be a meal, it can be, but like, what item are you choosing?
Salmon and shrimp.
Really? I'm shocked to hear this. Out of everything
Yeah.
on earth, you're choosing salmon and shrimp at the highest level. This is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not. Welcome to the Warner Brothas podcast. I'm Kyle, joined by my brother Keenan. Keenan, how you doing? It is Sunday, March 1st, 2026. I can't believe it's March 1st already. I cannot believe it's March 1st. How you doing?
Now we have zoomed through, which means March Madness is around the corner. I was watching a little bit of women's college basketball today. I had some good games on, watched NBA. So I'm in full basketball mode, which every year it's like I don't even care about the NBA anymore, it feels like. And then I get into this point, I'm like, well, I love basketball, so I just can't help it. Every single year it seems to go on that cycle, and then all I care about is that until draft day, and then till about August when we start getting back into stuff. So happy.
Maybe I'm jaded by past years, but this feels, as of March 1st, it feels about as healthy as the NBA has been, like star players wise, in quite a while. It seems like each year by now we've lost three guys who, might be in the playoffs or could have been in the playoffs because they got injured. They're not in the playoffs. It doesn't seem like we're too injured this year as far as
No,
stars.
it's short-term injuries rather than like long-term, like out for the season. So like Shea missed 9 games or 10 games with an abdominal strain. Jokic missed a month with a knee. Steph has been out probably 10 games roughly, but he's due to come back before like the end of the season. So like all of these guys and players who are your stars are at least not out long term. And then we should have an entire, like Wemby's even missed some time. Pretty much every star or superstar has missed a little bit of time, but none of them have been like, oh, he's out for the season with X. So it's going to be one of the most level playing fields in the playoffs. Last year was pretty level too.
So far, we still got another 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, things all bowed out the way it was. It's going to be a level playoff. So I'm really excited for that.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yes.
Kim, we were just talking about our comebacks. My specific, I guess more of a comeback for me. You've played pickup a bit, but I haven't played pickup in 2 years. I'm on my way back. I'm planning to play this summer. My shot's still there. Anytime I pick up a ball, like, the shot ain't got no rust. And I'm like, wow. The old heads who used to say back in the day, like, your shot just gets better. It's like riding a bike. It really is true. It really is true. I feel like I could go without picking up a ball for months and still shoot okay. Maybe not from distance, but from like 18 feet in. Then I work my way back. But so comeback tour is real as far as pickup goes. And hopefully we can get some summer ball in.
And your comeback tour is that my comeback tour is like I've been playing a bit, but like I need to get back into the point where I can play. I'm going to compare it to the NBA, where I can play 42 minutes a game of high level offense and defense. I'm putting it in comparison because like right now it's weird with me. My passing has like developed as the years go on. So now like I feel every time I walk into the gym, I'm like mentally I'm the best passer there. Also, if you guys see, I have paint on my hands because I've been painting a door. So if you see random like white spots, that's not vitiligo. Just have paint
Man
on my
hands.
hands. But man hands. But one of the two things, I either have all of the handle there and the shot's not there, or my shot's fine, no handle. Like that's it. Oh, it never seems to be both. And then once I start playing again, that I develop whatever the other one is. But for some reason, if like I'm lights out shooting, that means I'm probably not getting to the basket because I can't. Or if I'm getting to the basket, I'm just not taking a three because I can't shoot. One or the other. I don't know why it is for me, but one goes.
Yeah, my rhythm absolutely will not be there. So like even if I can dribble a ball well, I definitely won't be able to dribble, like time my moves. And I won't even try to make moves, to be honest with you. Like I told you, I'm in the gym right now, but that does not mean I can like make cuts and all that. So I will
He
be a spot-up
plants his
shooter
foot.
for, like, 2 months. I'm genuinely
Well,
worried. I'm like, "Man, I don't wanna tear an ACL." That's my biggest
no, the
thing. No
last
torn
time you
ligament.
said that, the last time you said you played, you're like, I'm gonna tear an ACL. Like, absolutely nothing happened, guys. His ACLs are okay. But last time he
I
played, it
actually
was like
played
I'm
okay that
cocky.
day. That day you're
No,
talking
you
about, I
played
actually played
fine.
okay.
It was fine. You spotted up fine. You made extra passes. You got to the lane when necessary.
Even my
Like, you were
conditioning
fine.
was
It just
okay. My
yeah,
conditioning
you
was
were
even okay that
chilling.
day. That would not be the case if I were to just jump on a court right now or next month. By next month, I
Mhm.
would be able to serviceably spot up. Actually,
Yeah.
fun fact, the time you're talking about, Keenan, me and Joe DiZazzo, we had a running shooting competition. Like,
Oh,
we were talking about
yes.
it, blah, 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 blah. He randomly called me up one night this past fall at like 11 p.m. He's like, "Come and shoot. We're up here shooting, blah, 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 blah." So I go up. At that point, I hadn't played ball in months, and we actually had our shooting contests, and I won. Not only did I
Hey,
win, I
no,
won. I think I won
going
3
all
or
the way.
4 straight because we did double or nothing, and
Yeah.
he like owed me like $80, maybe over $100. I don't know, but we had a shooting competition. Check this out: double rims. He had his car lights on, right, like shining on
Oh,
us.
you're outside. You're outside.
We're outside at
Okay.
11
Okay.
p.m. Double rims. I think he made, I
Mhm.
forget what he made. Doesn't matter because I won the first one. But while I'm shooting, I think I made my first 4. The lights go out. His car lights go out. I think I made my next 2 or 3. I think I ended with 7 or 8. So like the shot's still there as
You
far
know
as
why
just
it's
spotting
dark in
up
the
and
gym? Because he shot the lights out.
shot the lights out. Shot the lights out the outdoor court. But
Love it.
can we did some over under the other day. Last
Yes.
time we potted, you had some over under. I told you I had general questions, which I do have.
Didn't get
I
to him.
have
Just
several
didn't get to
questions,
him.
and I we didn't get to them, and I have even more. And I have a specific topic I want to go deeper on that we actually discussed within the past 2 weeks. Um,
Okay.
Before that, though, reason why we're recording right now instead of earlier. You said, "Hey, let's check these games out. Let's watch these
Yep.
afternoon games and then get to it." Pretty good games, playoff level
Yep.
games. I wouldn't say anything
Yep.
great so far. I didn't catch the other games that were not on national TV. While I'm talking here, we got the Cavs Nets highlights going. That looked like a pretty good game. But
Mhm.
let's start with Knicks Spurs and let's go to T Wolves Nuggets. We'll go quickly. What did you think of Spurs Knicks? Because that was it was a good game. I would say 3/4 of the way, and the Knicks kind of ran
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah, so the Knicks got on a big run late first into the second, and then basically it was jostling between 8 and 12, 14 points, but like it was still a game, and then early fourth quarter run kind of put it away. But Wemby had maybe dunk of the year. Oh boy. I don't know
That
if you
was
saw it,
insane.
Kyle.
Yeah, I saw it. I
Oh
saw it.
boy. He also had one great highlight that's gonna get lost in the first half, which was he went from one side of the basket, like a two-step and then finger roll around. Like, it was just like, what did we just see? It was so like, it was just only
Actually
Wemby
missed
could
that one
do.
somehow.
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you, but it's legitimately gonna get lost just in the world because that dunk was so crazy. But the go on if you're gonna say something.
I was gonna say the
Okay.
dunk looked like a video game. Like the way he
Oh,
gathered, it was like a half euro he gathered, and then just 2 feet. Oh, excuse me, just bumped my
oh,
mic.
and one.
2 feet, just yeah, right. Rises up and then left hand on him. Like,
Yeah,
what's
it
wrong with
looked like
that?
when we made our created guys and like we made a 7'5" guy who had handle, could shoot, and then could dunk because that's really what Wemby is. Like, he just looks like a created player from 2K. But the one thing, obviously, the Spurs youth is something that a lot of people talk about because obviously hasn't been since a Blazer, since a team's gone on as it hasn't made the playoffs and went on to win a championship. But the one thing that I think will keep the Spurs away from a championship if something, or at least like a deep finals run, if they do get stopped, other than just phenomenal play on the other side, but from them, they don't have a great half court set. Like I talked about this actually in like the Spurs video I did earlier on Spurs Digest, shout out. But and it's just the Spurs have this thing where if the Thunder, they'll talk about the best teams. If the Thunder are lethargic and just can't get a bucket, Shea pick and roll with Chet or Isaiah Hartenstein, and then you just let Shea work off of it. He'll get a good shot. Durant in the Rockets or Sengun in the post, they have been kind of struggling a little bit with that, depending like on when who does what when. But overall, Durant's starting to pick it up. Like, okay, I got it. But you have Durant who can get a good look anytime. Ant can get a look anytime and get to his spots. And Julius Randle can when he's hot. And then obviously Jokic and Murray pick and roll, or Nikola Jokic is going to get you a bucket every time. And then if you want to mention the Lakers, Luka can get you a bucket too. But the Spurs, like Wemby's not in the thing, like in the mindset where he can just go get you a bucket because he has like an array of moves. You need to kind of get him into his spots more than him just getting to his own spots unless he's rolling. And I think that could be the thing when the game slows down and no one scored for 3 minutes in. It's we need a bucket on this possession. Sometimes it's going to be hard for the Spurs to get that, but when it's out in transition, when the offense is moving and flowing, they're as dangerous as any team in the league.
Yeah, I'm even not too worried about their half-court offense when it gets to the playoffs, especially when it comes to De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. You got someone like De'Aaron Fox, he can initiate the offense, he can get you into your
That pick
offense.
and roll needs to be utilized more. I just feel like Mitch Johnson. I just feel like sometimes the team like almost shies away from it and it just leads to them taking bad contested threes, and that's when they become from a good shooting team, because they're not great, but a good shooting team, 36% ish, to where they shoot 28%. I've just seen it so much this year when it just comes to that. But they have the chance, obviously. Not that they don't just puncher's chance. They have a real chance of getting there. So.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the postseason is the second season for a reason,
Yeah.
And that more so the fact that it's a whole second season, the fact that you got to win 16 games, the fact that you
Yeah.
can play so many games in total, and you probably will play so many games in total in
Yeah.
the West. That's what I think is going to be the Achilles heel for the Spurs. Not necessarily, getting into their half court. I think if anything, it would be the shooting. I'm worried about the
Yep.
secondary players and their shooting and being able to keep up with the shooting. And we
Right.
saw a team today. We'll talk about the Timberwolves. I think the Nuggets are a better team than the Timberwolves, but they can be physical and just lock you up. And they would be a pain in the ass to play against anybody. Like
It's
they could
always
wear,
like, sorry, I was just
they
gonna
could
say, it always feels like the Spurs are better than Timberwolves, the Thunder are better than Timberwolves, the Nuggets are better than Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves give all of them problems. It just
give them
always
all
seems
problems.
like that.
No one wants to play a heavyweight fighter who's, punching you to the body, right? And that's exactly what Minnesota is. Um, so yeah, between the Spurs not being consistent shooters
Mm-hmm.
and really nobody aside from Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox, maybe a couple other vets really even playing in the playoffs, I think
Mm-hmm.
that'll be what gets the Spurs more than anything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I still think it's going to take whoever knocks them out. I think that'll be a 7-game series or a 6-game series where they lose at the
Yeah.
buzzer kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like this team's clearly not getting out of here in 4 or 5, right? They're just as competitive. And the biggest thing for me, whatever, I don't know what De'Aaron Fox's minutes are. They're going to go up by 8 to 10 minutes. Wemby's going to go up by 10 to 13 minutes. He's playing 29, 30 minutes a game. He's going to be at 40 plus in the playoffs, which is that alone is going to give you a fighting chance no matter how bad your shooting is, no matter how anything. That's going to just
Mm-hmm.
unlock everything because guess what? You got a 7'5" dude there who can shoot, who's going to get the ball way more. And we're probably going to see the most ridiculous stats we've seen in a long time from a player, and that's including Jokic, among other players. Like, I can't wait to see Wemby's playoff stats.
His
So if
per
anything,
36 this year is 29, 14, and 4 with 3.5 blocks. That's his
that's
per
kind of what it's going to
36.
look like. That's kind of what it's going to look like, and he's going to be playing 42 minutes. So more than anything, I expect the consistency of the role players to go up and down in the playoffs. That always happens, even on vet teams, let alone young teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect Castle and Harper maybe to take a step back, even after a good game here and there. But Wemby and De'Aaron Fox in particular, them I'm not worried about. It's more so the shooting.
I wanted to say quickly, because obviously there's two sides to this. The Knicks looked really good. When the Knicks play
Great.
defense, they can beat anybody. They offensive rebounding, they're a top 5 offensive rebounding team. 18 offensive rebounds today. When they give second and third chances, that's when the team's dangerous. And if you can get your 4th, 5th, and 6th guys hitting threes, Alvarado hitting a couple, Josh Hart hitting a couple, like if you can get that from this team, they're going to be as dangerous as anybody. Today, was an impressive win for me for the Knicks. And I think home court for them is going to matter. They play much better at home. I think they're 22-8 at home and 17-14 or something like that on the road, 15-14 on the road. So if they could sneak up to that 2 seed and get Boston to the 3, I think that will make all the difference when they're going on a playoff run. Because even so, like if the Cavs stay at the 4, the Cavs could get the Pistons out of there, so they could have home court throughout the entirety of the playoffs. So home court for me for them matters a lot, especially because MSG can get rocking late in series. So it's gonna be fun, and I think this Knicks team today impressed me, made me believe a touch more in them, because if they can play defense like the way they played today, that's gonna make them as scary as any team in the East.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks can beat any team in the NBA on a given night, and they can
Yep.
beat any team in the East, even if they don't have home court advantage. I'm not actually too concerned about home court advantage for them. Um, it's just honestly, what's a matter of for me, and we can even add this to the questions list right here. I'm just going to throw this out because I've been wondering this the last few days. If the NBA tournament, the NBA playoffs, if that was March Madness style or NFL style, and it was best of one, how different would the course of NBA history look? How many championships that are there would not have happened, right? Like for instance, 2017 or 2018 Warriors, right? That went back to back. LeBron had that 51-point game in game 1, right? We know what happened at the end with
That
J.R. Smith,
J.R.
but
Smith play would be the biggest blunder of all time because they lost the game. Because could you imagine that in like a game 7? Oh my god!
so
But yeah, no, you're right. A player like that could go nuclear and steal it.
that's kind of the thing with the NBA, and that's kind of the thing with the Knicks. Knicks on a given night could be anybody. This is a one-game
Mm-hmm.
tournament or a 3, even best of 3. The Knicks would be as live as anybody. And a best of
Yeah.
7, I don't see them beating anybody in the West. East, anybody can come out not anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that. Anybody out of that top 4 will probably come out of the East, maybe even top
Yeah.
5. So Knicks are obviously going to be one of the leads in that group. I have no problem with them in total. I think it was wrong for them to fire Tibbs. I think they would be in this exact same spot if they fired Tibbs. Obviously, he's more disciplined. Mike Brown will obviously use the bench more.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think they're a player too short to compete with someone like the Thunder or someone like the Nuggets or the T-Wolves. I think they're a player short there. So
They would.
for me,
They
it's
would
always been maybe
need.
next year for the Knicks as far as winning
Yeah.
it all. But they can get to the finals for sure.
They would need Cat to be 20-15, like
Ex
22-12, 22-14,
You
because
would
like
need Cat to play the best ball of his career
yeah, like
for the course of 3 months.
he would have to play at the level he did in our all-time 2K series for me. Like he'd have to be he would, for some reason he'd catch a
Punching
body and
on
he'd play
everybody.
special. But
Punching on
yeah,
everybody.
so yeah, I think the Knicks are live. I don't think this loss for the Spurs means the world. I just think there's a couple of things that could hinder them. And then on the other side, we mentioned them a little bit. This Timberwolves team just continues to be the like almost forgotten team that, hey, they've gotten to the conference finals the last 2 years, and they've beaten a lot of good teams on the way to get to the conference finals. They have experience, they have depth, they have
They can beat
shooting.
anybody.
If Bones Highland's gonna play like he did today, they can go a legitimate 8, and then you have a Mike Conley who can just randomly give you something here and there. But they go a legitimate 8, and they picked up one of I always get Ao Demus Don Moose. I can never pronounce his name, but the guy they got from Chicago, great pickup. Like that was one of the low key best pickups of the trade deadline. That's a great. He can play
Exact
defense. He can
exactly what they
shoot.
needed.
Exactly what they needed. It really not exactly the same, but kind of replaced what Nickeil Alexander-Walker was able to do for that team last year. Between that and Bones Highland, you really replace what he was doing for that team. And so if Ant can, and he looks like he's taken a little bit step forward, if he could go toe to toe with anybody, it doesn't matter. Like, and if he in big shots doesn't make a difference, doesn't matter if there's 2 guys on him. this team is scary in a 7-game series. Like, absolutely scary. And now they have, like, true playoff experience of deep playoff runs for everybody. Yeah, no, this team is scary. No one wants to play them. There's not, I mean, obviously you could say that about everybody in the West, but I mean, just for like a lower seed, the Timberwolves would be, or the Thunder would be like, you've got to be kidding me. This team early. The Nuggets are going to say the first round. We might have to face them. And on the road, yeah, no, that's going to be a chore. And then the Nuggets wise, they're fine. I think the Nuggets, just once they get Aaron Gordon back, they're going to be, I don't really have much to say about the Nuggets. They haven't been playing the greatest of basketball, but Jamal Murray's having the best season. Jokic is Jokic. Once they get Aaron Gordon back, they'll be, can they put it together and do it or not?
Yeah, Nuggets are coming off, obviously, a win against the Thunder on Friday night. Now to the Timberwolves. And, right, they won that game on Friday, correct?
Actually, they lost it. They lost in overtime in that game. I wonder if I
Did they?
remember correctly.
How did that? My memory thought they won. But yeah, so okay. So they play the Thunder close. They lose that game.
Yeah, they
I
lost
just
it 127 to 121.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. I fell asleep at the wheel then, I guess. Ayu Desumu, by the way, pronunciation on the
Desumu,
T-Wolves.
there we go. I always get it. I cannot pronounce it for some reason. Desumu. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just like I described earlier, I mean, they're a heavyweight fighter who's punching you to the body, and you got to take those body blows because that's what it's like to go up against Ant and Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert, like these tough defenders who have body to them. Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, like they're all tough. They all can defend. They're not fun to play at all. They make you grind it out. They kind of play at a slow pace on offense, but can run on you. You know, they can turn you over and run on you, and then before you know it, it's an 8-10-0 run. That's a tough team to play. And their best player is not afraid at all. He's not going to back down. Even if he's having a bad game, he's still going to shoot at the end. This is a tough team to play. They might not get to the finals. They're going to be right there. Like, trust me, they're going to be right there. Like, that top four between them, the Nuggets, the Thunder, whether you want to put the Rockets or the Spurs in there, like that top five, I should say, like, it's going to be a bloodbath. Obviously, I think the Rockets take a bit of a step back without Steven Adams. I think that loses a bit of their toughness because I think they were in that same boat where it's like they're just a bitch to play. Now they're a little bit easier to play. But, I mean, we just saw it today with the T-Wolves. They had no problem going into Denver, which is a tough place to play, grinding them out, winning by what? They think they won by 9.
They got
and they were
down
up
early,
0.
too. They got
Yeah.
down early, and then they came back because Jokic had 13 in the first, and then they came back and just said, we're good. Like, no, the thing with them too is they have Gobert if they need to go for size, but you can put Naz Reid at the 5, and then you have 5 guys who can legitimately stretch the floor, which makes that so difficult because that if you get Ant downhill, then it's shooter. So like you have everybody can hit, like comfortably hit a 3, not even just like he might hit it or not. Like they can all shoot. So the worst shooter out of him is Julius Randle, and he actually is a pretty decent shooter, especially for being a power forward. So now
And you saw
they're
today, like
nice.
Jokic gets his numbers. I think he dropped like 17 in the third, or he had a good amount in the third quarter. But you can just tell, like he could work Gobert and has worked Gobert for 50 plus, for 60 plus, and it just doesn't really matter because it takes a lot out of him. Like you saw today, like he got his stats on Gobert, but Gobert will make him work for those numbers, or even make him work to get 2
Yes.
or 3 offensive rebounds off his first attempt. So, I mean, we saw it 2 years ago when they lost to them in the conference or in the semifinals. This is just a super tough matchup for the Nuggets, and it's going to be an even tougher matchup as well for the Thunder, as well as the Rockets, as well as the Spurs. Now, like you said, nobody wants to see the T-Wolves come April, come May.
I would love it if this, like for me, my perfect second round would be, even though it'd be Spurs, Thunder, and Nuggets, Timberwolves. Like that would be the perfect second round because then any of the 4 matchups you get a rematch of last year, you get Nuggets, Thunder, another rematch of last year, you get Spurs, Nuggets, Wemby, and Jokic, or you get Spurs and the Timberwolves. And we watched the last time the Spurs played the Timberwolves, and had 55 and Wemby had 39. They were going back and forth. There's like, you can't lose. there's no situation that you can't lose. Even if for some reason the Lakers manage to get to the conference finals, that means that Luke is going nuts. So like you can't lose.
And we
Durant in the conference finals, like
saw what the T-Wolves
can't
did to
lose.
the Lakers last year too.
No, they said get out of here. You can't guard. Get out of here. But good games today. Like I love that ABC games are when you have your stars playing, and today we had all of them playing. I love the atmosphere of the Sunday ABC games. It makes me feel like basketball's on the right spot again every time.
And I think they've done like pure NBC Sundays too, right? Because they got this game coming on NBC right now. I feel like one of the Sundays they've done so far was like all NBC. So it seems like they're switching it up. Maybe I'm wrong with that.
Yeah,
I've had to work on Sundays.
Today's was ABC, but I think they have had NBC Sundays, if I remember
Okay.
correctly. I think earlier on. I think you're right about that.
Okay. Real quick here before we move on. As you know, our mom has been planning a cruise for her 60th birthday, which is at the beginning of May. And the whole time I'm like, that's exciting. I can't wait to go. Like, it's going to be a great time. But that's going to be right in the middle of the semifinals. It's like, which is fine. Like, fine with me. I will stay at the sports bar and watch both games from, I guess it'd be like from 8 to like 1. No, maybe. So I'm like, all right, that would be a little touch and go. And then if it's close to Memorial Day, then it's at least the conference final. So then it's one game a night starting at 8 or 9. So I'm like, that's doable. But then she calls me the other day and she's like, hey, I think about moving it back. And I'm like, that's no problem for me. The fact that we won't even have to compete with the NBA playoffs, that's no problem for me.
Yeah.
Of course, that's pushing it into hurricane season. So, there's that. But
it starts a little later. Hurricane season in the South is fun. I've lived through it. It's pretty dope. Pretty good time. But yeah, so no, you're right. It's been a little dicey if we're in the second round. We're doing it a little dicey. Oh man. But you have 10 questions and a deeper topic. Start wherever you want.
Yes, I have topics. I have questions. They're wide ranging. Where do I want to start? I'll start with something basketball since we're talking basketball because these are wide ranging. Keen, let me just ask you this. Do you prefer an NBA that has a clear target, maybe a dynasty, maybe like the Warriors, maybe like even like the Heat, even though that wasn't a dynasty, but there was a clear target on the Miami Heat's back in the LeBron era. Spurs, obviously. Do you like it like that, or do you like it how we got it now, where it's more parity based, more like the NFL? It's a game. It's a battle of attrition. It's mainly been about injury this decade, especially. What NBA do you prefer? One with a clear bullet, one with a clear target, which we kind of have in the Thunder right now.
Yeah.
But which do you prefer?
I'm going to have kind of a cop-out answer, and then I'll give you a semi-answer. I like a mixture of both, genuinely. Like, I love it when you build up to a dynasty, and then I like it when you have, like, right now, you don't know who's going to win, and it's great going in. But say if the Thunder won again, then it's like they're a true target. Like, not that they're not now, but, like, that makes them back-to-back. No one's done it in 8 like they're the target, and like then the Thunder are like, we're going to be really a dynasty. So like that makes it more fun. So like back to the Warriors, take like before Durant, they won the chip. They're 73-9, so they have a target, and then you're like, there's no team beating them. And then at the same time, you're like, wait, the Thunder have a lot of talent. And then you look, you're like, wait, the Cavs are really good. And LeBron's like almost at peak of LeBron. And then you're like, wait, the Spurs won 67 games this year, guys. Like all of it. So, or they won 67. Yes, they won 67 that year. It was the same year. So like all together, you're like, I like it when you have a dynasty, but they feel beatable. So like the Patriots were a dynasty, but teams they felt beatable, like in the sense of it's like
it's the NFL, one game.
Yeah, in the NFL. Yeah, that's also too. But like I just mean like it wasn't a team where like, oh man, that's so like what are you gonna do with them? It's more so like, like they're cool and all, but like Julian Edelman, like I'm better than Julian Edelman, or like I'm Chris Hogan. That's the guy you're gonna say is gonna kill me. He did because it's Brady and the Patriots, but like, really? So like,
actually, Aaron Hernandez Aaron Hernandez was the guy they thought was gonna kill them.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, yes. But so those are the things that you enjoy. But so I would say a mixture of both, but if I had to choose one, I would say a dynasty, but a dynasty that is reachable. If that makes sense. Not like just like
Yep.
the Warriors in 16, 17, where it's like, okay, they're gonna just win. Like a dynasty that's reachable. Like, oh, we're all gunning for you. Can you do it? And how good are you?
I agree. I agree with you. Real quick, I got the NBC pregame on, and obviously I'm paying attention to you, but like what I'm seeing out of the
Yeah,
corner of my eye, they keep running like old school stuff from like when because Vince Carter's on the crew from when he was on
yeah.
NBC playing. Like so they're running like a pregame interview from Vince Carter. They did one of T Mac, but they keep doing
Mhm.
them like of various things, and it's like they're doing that more than the pregame. So I'm very interested like what the actual premise is here, and it's kind of dope. It's kind of dope to see the 2000s logos and the 90s logos and all that. But I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Like it's cool that we actually have this target with the Thunder. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
Celtics kinda had that last year. It's kinda cool having teams that can legitimately repeat, and the
Yes.
Thunder more than anybody in a long time have felt the most like they can actually repeat. So,
Hmm.
you add that with what we just said in the last segment where it's like, "Hey, there's at least 3 teams in the West that can definitely beat them." If you've heard, go check out our Tiers podcast. I really think the Cavs at their highest level is probably the only team that could win a championship in the East, in my opinion, and who knows, we'll see. Um,
That or the Celtics if Jason Tatum really is like fine. Not
if
like perfect, but like if
if
he's,
if
you know what I mean. But like if he
if
comes
Jason
back and
Tatum
he's like 90%, like 85 to 90% of Tatum, then it's like, oh, wait a
if
second.
Tatum can come back to playoff form, and this you're saying
It's a
exactly why,
big
and this
ask.
I'm
Big
taking
ask.
it somewhere else here. Like I agree with you on your answer, but that just brought up a topic for me. Like that's kind of why I think the Thunder are so beatable. Jalen Williams has missed a lot of time. Yeah, okay,
Uh-huh.
he might be back for the playoffs, but it means something when you can't just get 30 straight games in, playing at a high level, playing at a rhythm, trying to get him in. Who knows when he comes back? I don't know when he's slated to come back, but let's say he comes back the end of March, right before the playoffs. You're still kind of searching for your rhythm there going into the postseason, especially with the amount of time he's missed at the beginning and at the middle of the season. So, you know, obviously, again, if you heard our Tiers podcast, that's why I'm not really putting too much stock in the Celtics as a championship threat as of this year.
Mhm.
Next year, definitely. Next year,
Oh, yeah.
Tatum will have the whole season to work himself back on top of this two
Oh,
months. Real quick, one more topic, Keenan, that like still boggles my mind to this day.
yeah.
And it goes with this Tatum Achilles thing, and it gets off topic, but it's on topic with the Achilles. I still can't believe in the bubble that Kevin Durant did not come back and play for the Nets. They had 4 extra months
Yeah.
off. If that would have just been, which it would have been, that would have just been the 2020 season at that point, or the
Uh-huh.
2021 season, 2020 fall. Kevin Durant would have been playing anyway. He would have been playing in September, October
You
anyway.
think,
Why didn't he
yeah.
come back? Why didn't he come back? And then he ended up coming back. There was like a 1
In
month off
December.
season.
He
Yeah,
came back in December.
he ended up playing like a month and a half later. The Nets would have been eligible that year. Kyrie wouldn't have played, but I still can't believe Kevin Durant didn't come back. I think that would have been the perfect opportunity. Didn't
Yeah.
matter anyway. He still played at a high level and has continued to play at a high level, but
Yeah.
was interesting. I still shocking to me.
That is
Um,
interesting.
but again, once again, I agree with you. Dynasty with some parity, or at least with real threats,
Yes.
obviously. And the parity's very good in the NBA, but
I
part of
think
it has been
I
because
think
of
having it
injuries.
in breaks I think having it in that breaks up the dynasties is good. Like I don't it's not always great if you just go from dynasty to dynasty to dynasty to dynasty. Like it's nice when you break it up and you're like, "Oh, who could be the next one?" And then the team will emerge because you're like, "Oh, okay, their front office is really good." And then you player that becomes start to become an all-time great.
And my only issue with 2020 NBA, well, I have many issues with 2020 NBA, but as far as parity and dynasties, I think a large part of the parity so far has been injuries. Whereas in years past, you do have like, oh, the Pistons won, and then Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade and Shaq win for a year, and then the Spurs win the net. You know what I mean? You do go through those
Mhm.
lulls, like you said before, but that didn't seem directly linked to like 3 or 4 injuries. Maybe one injury, maybe, circumstances, whatever. But
a Grant
2020s
Hill injury
NBA.
away from something going on there, maybe here or there, but it wasn't like oh, Shaq's injured.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
like
right?
that team can
Dwayne Wade's
Kobe's
injured.
out.
LeBron's injured. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
LeBron,
like
Kobe, exactly.
yeah,
Exact.
yeah, no, I get you.
I'll let you choose the next topic, NBA or other?
Keep NBA, and then we'll switch to
NBA?
other. Keep NBA.
All right. This one's gonna throw you for I don't think you're expecting this one at all. Bet no one's
Okay.
even thought of asking you this question, Keenan. Knowing what you know now, everything played out in their careers,
Yep.
let's just say you get the 2010s version of each of these players, because each of these players played in the 2010s,
Yep.
especially at their peak. Knowing what you know with injuries, with anything, how they style of play, you got a 5-year window to draft one of these power forwards to your team. You just get to keep them. They're there for 5 years. Get Blake Griffin or Kevin Love for 5 years. Who you
Are
taking?
you counting? Is injury history included?
Everything, everything. Exactly how it played out. So you might get Blake Griffin. You might get him injured. He could play all 82 games. Doesn't mean he'll get injured at the exact same time. Just means he'll have the same chance of injury as he did in his prime. But he might not get injured at the same time as he did.
And I get to build around
Kevin Love or
Kevin
Blake Griffin?
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love?
The reason being, I think Blake Griffin has a higher peak. He's more talented of a player. Yes, like he has a higher peak, but he could not stay healthy. And I think with building the right team around Kevin Love, he's a guy who became malleable. So like he went from being the focal point on offense to being fine with being a third option on a Cavs team. So I think you could put him in a situation where you get a guard, like if you can get a good guard with him and get some players around, he doesn't have to score 25 a night for him to be satisfied. And not that Blake Griffin was a guy who was like, oh, I'm all about my points, but I just think that Kevin Love gives me a little bit more flexibility within the roster. And I
Okay.
also can count on him more so other than when he's dislocating his shoulder against the Celtics. Like I think I can count on him a little bit more games wise. So I would lean Kevin Love there. I
That was
get
Kelly
anyone
Olynyk's.
yes.
That was Kelly Olynyk's job there with the separated
Yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah. So I would lean because he was a 70. I'm just looking right now just to make sure I'm not wrong in my mindset. But yeah, he missed a season, but he was 77, 75, 77, 60,
What
59, and
season did
played
Kevin
in.
Love miss?
I not missed a season, so he played 18 games in 2012, 2013. I don't
Wow,
know
I don't remember
why.
that.
I don't remember it either. I really don't. So I don't know why that was. But in 2012 or 2012, 2013, he played 18 games.
I think I would lean Blake Griffin. Kevin Love's an interesting one though, because it depends what version you're getting. Because he was literally two completely different players during his career.
Mm.
When he was coming out of UCLA, he was touted as one of the best rebounding prospects the league was going to have for quite a while. And if you go look at his numbers early on in his career, that's true. He averaged high rebounding numbers for a guy who's
15, 13, 14, 12 and a half.
yeah, and he might be listed at 6'10", but I think he's closer to 6'9". You know, someone like Bosch is 6'10", 6'11". Like I think Love's definitely shorter. And this guy, I think he's the last player to have a 30-30 game. He had a 30-point, 30 rebound game early on in his career. And then
Yeah, I
when
think
true
so. I don't
story.
think Jokic
True.
has done that. No, I
Yeah,
remember that. I just don't think Jokic is. I'm just like trying to think if
what
the
kind of sick animal is Jokic for us to even say that? What you just said. Oh, I don't think Jokic's done that yet. Like it's something he could just do. Like
no, I
what kind of
don't
fucking
think
freak
he's.
is
I
this
don't
Jokic
think
guy?
he's done that yet. As I say, it's Kevin Love,
I've
Andrew
never heard
Bynum.
anybody casually say, I don't think anyone's had a 30-30 like that. Like we're talking about like a triple double or something. So
I mean, he had a 30-20-20 game. I think it's like it's just in the realm of possibility that he possibly could have had a 30-30 game.
so you have that
Yeah, his
version of
high
Kevin
rebounds is
Love.
27.
Yeah, so you have that version of Kevin Love who could shoot the three, rebound at probably the most elite level. I think he was the best rebounder in the game at a time. And
Yeah.
had more weight to him. Very
Mhm.
good passer. He could play through the high
Mhm.
post. And then he goes to the Cavs with LeBron and gets pretty much relegated to corner spot up shooting and pick and roll guy and spot rebounding. Um, so yeah, he's obviously, like you said, he's more durable and slightly more versatile probably than Blake Griffin. depending on the body type you're getting.
Yeah.
But Blake Griffin, for a short time, looked like a top 7 player in the NBA. Specifically that year,
Yes.
funny enough, they gave up that 3-1 lead to the Rockets where they choked. Blake Griffin was playing
Unf
at as high of a level as anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
no, almost Quincy AC level, but it's whatever.
yeah, right. He was he could be your number 1. He could also be your number 2, and probably was more functional at your number 2. So I would lean Blake
Mhm.
Griffin, even though you got the chance of injury. But I don't think you can go wrong with Kevin Love either.
Just want to quickly say for that Quincy AC reference was one Camden Dennis, friend of the show, said that Quincy AC in a couple years is going to be better than Blake Griffin. So, and this was back when Blake Griffin was Blake Griffin. He was just a really high on Quincy AC, and Quincy AC did what you expected Quincy AC to be in his career, a career role player.
Camden, come back to the pod. We need you on. We know you're
we
busy. We need you on. We need Camden's energy on this podcast, especially as we're heading
100%
summer.
do.
Especially as we head
100%.
towards the summer. Then we can do NBA and NFL and some music.
Yes.
NBA or other?
We'll go other this time.
Ooh, switch it up. Sports or other?
We'll go other.
Ooh,
It's gonna
okay.
be random now.
Okay. All right, Keenan. Top 5. You got to ride or die with these. Top 5 fast food restaurants.
Fast food. Do we count Chipotle as fast food? Just checking.
Sorry, you cut out there real quick. What?
Does Chipotle count as fast food?
I'm going to say no. You have to wait for your order.
Okay, Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm with you.
Popeyes.
Oof.
It's 2. A place that's grown on me over the last little bit would be, I'm going to go Pal's. I don't know if you've ever been to Pal's before.
It's a Tennessee. That's like that's a hometown. Okay, all right, Pals. All right. Shouts to Dan.
I needed a burger place. I needed a burger place, and it was like McDonald's, Wendy's, and then like Pal's. No, so Pal's is 3. I'm thinking Bojangles is 4.
Chicken guy over here. All right.
And yes, and then all random hours wise where needed, Taco Bell would be 5 because it's an easy 2:30 a.m. Like they're just the hours of Taco Bell kind of make them. Chick-fil-A, you can feel healthy and eat it. Pal's is like, if you want the best burgers, I think Pal's is like up there when it comes to fast food like them.
Good
if
to
you
know.
want, so Pal's burgers are really good. And then 2 chicken places, obviously like fast food chicken places and Bojangles and Popeyes. And then I think you round that out with a Taco Bell, literally because it's solid and I'm like 1:30 a.m. I know it's open. Even some McDonald's are not open. Well, I know it's open. Taco Bell will be open.
Not a cookout guy.
I like it, don't love it.
Got you.
I think the fact that you can get 19,000 shakes there is pretty cool though. Like you have a lot of like, different kinds of shakes. I'm not huge on Sonic. Wendy's and McDonald's are fine, but they're like nothing special. And I figured if we weren't counting Chipotle, we weren't counting Subway either.
Subway counts.
Probably. You count Subway?
Subway's pretty instant. Chipotle, like anytime I always get to go, it's like 15 minutes for my order. Same with Five Guys.
For me, I have it pretty quick. I get it pretty quickly. So like, because you go through the line, it's right there. So
true. That is true.
So if you count Chipotle, then if we count Chipotle, take out Bojangles, and I put Chipotle in there. And if you count Subway too, take out Bojangles. I just realized I need a sandwich place.
I'll give you Subway. I'll give you Subway. For the sake of this, Chipotle just seems.
I'll keep it out, but I'll keep it out, and I'll put in. Actually, no. Sorry, I'm thinking Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's over Subway.
Jersey Mike's. That's fair. If I had to choose between one of those, it would be Jersey Mike's out of those 2.
So I'm gonna sub in. Sorry Subway, but I'm gonna sub in Jersey Mike's for Bojangles. So the lineup is Chick-fil-A, Pal's, Popeyes, Taco Bell, Jersey Mike's. Be my top 5.
No Arby's? You try Arby's?
I've tried Arby's. I've tried pretty much pretty much everything other than
'Cause you're in
In-N-Out.
fast
I
food
have not had
heaven down there
In-N-Out.
in the South.
Yeah, like I've had everything. I try to stay away from it, but like it's always. I mean, it's fast food. It's easy. So at
In-N-Out
times
is
it's
in
like a
Nashville now, by the way, so you can if you ever
yes.
find your way to Nashville, you can have In-N-Out.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually want to say there's one coming to close to this area in like a couple years.
I heard about
Actually,
I
I
wanna
want
say it's
like
Memphis. I know Memphis is
uh,
getting one.
I wanted to say it was like they were actually putting one in Johnson City. I want to say that, but I could be wrong.
I
But
would be shocked
anyways,
by that. I would be shocked by that. That would be big moves for for Johnson City.
mhm.
Um, if I had to give my 5, Chick-fil-A, I agree with you.
Yeah, easy. Easy.
McDonald's because it's, like, the worldwide leader, right? So I gotta throw McDonald's on there.
Fair. I debated on it.
After that, I guess Raising Cane's because it's, like
Oh,
I don't actually
hmm
think they're like, I hate crinkle cut fries. Their chicken's, like, the most bland chicken out of all of them, but the sauce takes it over, and they've got good fountain soda. Um, people have told me I need to make my debut to Arby's because it's, like it'd be up my alley, and I think up your alley too, honestly, the way it's been described to me. Um, so what? McDonald's, Cane's, I'll throw on there for right now,
hmm
and I can't put Chipotle on. I can't put Five Guys on. I'm gonna go KFC.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
KFC
KFC.
over Popeyes. Okay. It's Popeyes
KFC
5.
KFC over Popeyes. And
Okay.
before, if you would ask me last year, it probably would have been Popeyes, but I've grown to like KFC a little bit. And then
Okay.
5, I'll throw Wendy's on. I'll throw Wendy's on. I'm
hmm
not confident in that pick, but I'll throw Wendy's on.
Okay.
Uh, those are the top 4 for sure for right now. And it would be a rotating list because again, Cane's like it's always fresh. I'll give them that. It's always fresh. And
Yeah.
the sauce is the boss, as they say. As what's the
Jingle
barbecue brand? No.
slogan.
What's
Oh.
the barbecue brand that says the sauce is the boss?
Oh,
Goddamn
I have no idea.
Sweet Baby Ray's. That's the
Is this Sweet Baby? Yes, I guess I haven't paid attention to the bottle enough.
Sweet Baby Ray's. All right. That's our top 5 dead or alive fast food joints.
Shout out Jadakiss.
Basketball or other. Sports or
We'll
other. I'll
say
give you that.
we'll go sports, and we'll go other from basketball.
So sports, is that your pick?
Just sports, yes. Unless I wasn't sure if you're gonna ask
All right.
basketball or other. So
Well, basketball or other,
sports,
but
yes.
so not basketball, but sports. So
No,
sports or other. Give me
yes,
that one. Sports or other.
sports.
All right. This might be my favorite question here. That's not true, actually, but it might be. Would you, Keenan? Would you rather take a talented football team that is inconsistent? So they've got talent at every level. Offensive lines got talent, quarterbacks got talent, position players got talent, defense is talent, but they're not the most well coached. Okay. Or would you
hmm
take a loaded football team? They're well coached. They've got dudes at each position. They got real guys at each position, but their quarterback is like Marcus Mariota. They've got, if you're afraid of losing, it's because of their quarterback. Trent Dilfer type situation, even. So, loaded football
Am
team
I
with a
a am
liability.
I a am I a coach or a GM?
You're a fan. This is the Patriots.
Fan.
Patriots, everything's scrambled. You get a loaded ass team, liability at QB, or a pretty well rounded team, but a liability at head coach. Which one are you taking?
I think I'd have to take on well-rounded team
Picture like the
is
Jacksonville Jaguars.
okay. Okay. I needed to know if my quarterback was up
Well
there or
rounded.
if my
Well
quarterback.
rounded. Your liability is your coach
Then I
here.
have to go. Then I have to go load a team with a bad head coach. It's just in my head, or sorry, bad quarterback rather.
Hmm.
Loaded team, bad quarterback, because I think we can make up for it if we can just manage to get to third and manageable. And I can just ask you, hey, can you complete 60% of your passes and not turn the ball over a lot? I would put him in just hopefully we put him in situations where it's not, hey, we have to air the ball out. The reason being is if we're a good team everywhere, but we can't coach, we're not talented enough to get bad teams. Like, we're just not good enough.
Not necessarily can't coach, but inconsistent. Like, think of the Bucks this year. Todd Bowles, good coach, maybe not the coach that gets you over the top.
Would I rather be a fan of the Bucks? Yeah, I know I'm going with what I said.
I think that's where I landed too. I think it would be. I think it'd almost be fun to root for a team that had a subpar quarterback, but everywhere else, like, this isn't a good comparison because he's actually a good quarterback, and that's Alex Smith. But that iteration when Jim Harbaugh came to the Niners and they were loaded on defense and they had a great offensive line, they could run the ball. They had probably B+ receivers, B to B+ receivers. And then Alex Smith at that time was looked at as a bust. And then from that point on, he obviously kind of lived up to his draft stock. Maybe not as number one over Aaron Rodgers, but he ended up being one of the better QBs in the league. So in this case, it'd be more like
2018 Sam Darnold,
right?
kind of thing.
Picture whoever you like. Picture the Detroit Lions at their healthiest, and then you got Marcus Mariota at QB, right? Like something like that. Good coach, good offensive line, good defense when healthy. You got players in the secondary. You got linebackers.
I feel I'm players. Like, can we just make third down plays? Can we make it easy on third down? Yeah, I'm going with that team.
I'm with you. I would go there as well. All right. Next question. I think that is all we have for other sports. That was really the only one outside of basketball. So basketball or other, Keenan?
Go other.
Shouts to David D. Mahala, college-age kid that I work with, our good friend.
Shout out David.
His dad, who I'm great friends with, obviously, Mike. Keen, the way we talk about sports, he and I talk about food and drinks and whatnot. And he asked me one day, I'm going to ask you what he asked me. He asked me one day, he goes, hey, if you could have one food prepared for you at the highest level, you don't know what that level is, but like you have it and it's the best possible version of that food. What food are you choosing? What meal are you choosing? It can be a meal, it can be, but like what item are you choosing?
Salmon and shrimp.
Really? I'm shocked to hear this. Out of everything on earth, you're choosing salmon and shrimp at the highest level.
At the highest level, yes. Okay. Because here's the thing, like wings I've had at an extremely high level, and I understand that they could be at a higher level. Like had wings at a high level. I've had steak at a high level. I've had like salmon. I've had good salmon, but I need to know what that is at its pinnacle, because I'm very much like salmon. So like I need to see what that's at its pinnacle, and then shrimp as well.
Very interesting.
So yes, salmon and shrimp.
Very interesting. When he asked me, my answer I defaulted at cheeseburger. I said, whatever the best cheeseburger on earth is, that would probably be my pick.
Tacos were my second one, because I think tacos, like if you upgraded that to be an elite taco, it could be special. But
you can find amazing tacos. That's the thing. You can find amazing tacos pretty easily. So I do wonder about that one, because you go to the right Mexican spot, you can find some ridiculous tacos, or the right street spot even. Interesting. All right. That was one answer I was not prepared for, was the shrimp salmon combo. I like it. Basketball or other?
We'll keep other, and we'll save we'll keep going other, and then I'll save basketball for last.
All right, hold on. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions and 1 topic left. So I think it might even be 2 and 2. So you say other. All right, Keenan. Let's say you're an artist. You're a recording artist. Would you rather be someone who never had a definitive classic album, but you're charting? Let's say you have a 15, 20-year career and you chart consistently. You're on the charts consistently. You're consistently popular, but no one can point to you and say, yeah, he's had a ride or die, for sure, bona fide classic album. Or would you rather be a guy who has one classic album and then maybe you fall off after, or maybe you never even return, in Lauryn Hill's case? Would you rather be a one classic album guy and maybe a questionable career, or a consistent career with no for sure peak?
So the first person you said when that name came to my mind was Wale. Because I think
Mm,
like he's had some singles and he's had some songs. He's had
that's
some
really
good
good.
albums, don't get me wrong, but
Really
like
good
he's never
albums.
had like but it's never had like one where you're like to the masses, that's a classic.
That's a really good comparison. Yes. Yes, I would agree.
So I was trying to picture would I want a Wale career or like a Lauryn Hill style like career. Oh
Or you
man.
could even say someone like Meek.
That's what I was thinking. Meek was
Someone
another
might
one.
say Championships is a classic. If you would ask me when that
Mm,
came out, that was a top tier album at that time. I don't know if it's aged into a classic, honestly, but it's a Meek Mill classic. So I won't give him that. Think of
and
someone
it
who's
is a
got
Meek.
one. Think of
It's a
someone who's
Meek
got one hip
classic.
hop classic, and maybe the rest of their career were like, That's where Lauryn Hill gets difficult because she's had incredible music and then just decided not to make any more music.
It's like, yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm sure
I'm
there's somebody.
chilling.
Why can't I think of it right now of an example?
I'm trying to think of an example, or think of one
You could say, oh,
myself.
here's a good one. 50. 50's at an extremely high level because he was the hottest thing on earth for like 3 years straight, and then tailed
Someone
off on
like
music, but also just gave up on me. You know what I mean? He went into other ventures, went into boxing, went into acting, went into directing, producing, I
I
should
think
say.
I would. I think I'd have an all-time classic, and then kind of tail off because I feel like I could ride that all-time classic and put myself into different avenues.
Yep,
It's
that's
kind of like
largely
it's
what
kind
Snoop
of
and
like
50
if
have
you
done.
had yes, it's kind of like if you had like a good NFL career and you were made some Pro Bowls, but you never won a Super Bowl or never got an MVP. And then you had one season where you're an MVP and you had like one of the best Super Bowl performances. And then after that, you just never got back and you were like decent. So, like, I think you could just be like, I am an MVP, I'm a Super Bowl. So, like, you can always look and be like, 20 years from now, from like right today, you're still going to be hearing about Get Rich or Die Trying. But like, you might not hear about the album's nothing, or like Wall Gifted from Wale, which is a really good album, but like just only your core fans will be like, yeah, no, Wale was nice. So
And gets that
give me the
respect.
class.
And
And
gets the
he gets
respect.
respect, absolutely.
Because even still, Wale, some would still consider Wale an all time great. Maybe not an all time great the way 50 Cent is or Snoop is, right? Someone who's had
Mm-hmm.
classics and maybe tailed off, but people, especially did the DMV.
Wale, Absol, like those kind of guys where you like the long term longevity, but I mean music's there, but just not. Give me the classic.
And not for nothing, we'll see how it ages. People say his last album might have been his best work, and it was an incredible album. So we'll see. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe Wale does have a classic, but no, I completely agree with you. That's someone by and large you would say. Sorry, I'm fixated on this Sixers Celtics game over here. That's someone by and
You're
large
fine.
That's someone you would say by and large has had really good consistent music, great consistent
Yep.
music, but nothing you can ride or die say that's like a get rich or die trying, Illmatic, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, for
Yep.
sure. Keenan, I'm gonna switch it back to basketball here.
Okay.
Forgive me if I asked you this question. I don't think I asked you this question on the last podcast. If I made you commissioner for a day in the NBA,
You didn't.
what are I did ask you this?
You didn't.
Okay, okay. You're commissioner. What are the first three changes? We'll limit it. What are the three changes for sure you're making?
66 to 72 game season. I'd have to debate on which one I want,
Okay.
but I would be it's a season. That's one. Two, I would move the start of the season to December. So like at the beginning of like pretty much the second week of December, and then we'll have or even Christmas Day. Yeah, no, Christmas Day, the start of the NBA with a 66 game season. So that's the two changes that I'm making instantaneously, unless you want to count that as one. And I feel like that, and get rid of the play-in. Like that's not going to happen. That's if you want to count that as two, and then three, I would add another in-season tournament, especially with 66 games. So the first one
Even
would
with
be,
even with the shorter season.
yeah, I think that I think I think the any time that you can get games that matter I think it helps. So,
Interesting. Because I think that's
in,
necessary as an 82 game season, but I think if you shortened it to 66, I don't think either one of the play-in turn or either one of the in-season tournaments would be necessary at that point.
it's fair. So maybe, even so, maybe I would move. I think I would have one, and I think I would still, because I still, for me personally,
Yep.
want
Yeah, yeah,
the champ. I was gonna say, I still want the championship game on All-Star Weekend. So
okay.
give me All-Star Weekend the week before March Madness starts. I know that's conference play, but like the week, like there's like that selection kind of sun. Like, give me All-Star Weekend within that realm, so you get to that, and then they have like kind of the week off. You start March Madness. Give me it there, and then I want one one tournament, and then I want the championship game played on that Sunday. Because especially if you're not going to try me in the All-Star game, like, don't. So yeah, those are my changes instantly.
I've given, if you've heard this podcast over the years, you've largely heard what I would fix in the NBA. Mainly, honestly, one of the first things I would do, I'd make some sort of alteration to challenge and reviews. They take entirely too long. They ruin the end of games, especially here in the playoffs when you just get great games. And in the last 2 minutes, it's like we're reviewing tedious stuff. So there would be something there to not disrupt the flow of the game. I'm not against reviews altogether, but there's no need for them to take that
At
long,
max,
especially
if you can't decipher it in 60 seconds, you figure it out. Like, you just stay with the call on the floor.
the
Like, or
amount of
something
times
like that, just because it's a minute, you're fine, because that's just timeout.
even then, that's just if that timeout wasn't going to be there before, you know what I mean? Like then we're just taking an extra timeout. Because the amount of times I've seen a review where it's like I can see who that was off, but the refs are going to review it 6 more times is ridiculous. I'm not going to give my changes, Keenan, but I do want to vent about one other pet peeve I have, and this is where you get down to what the NBA is versus the NFL and maybe even the MLB. I can't picture the MLB doing this. This was so reactionary, and we're still seeing the after effects of it to this day. And that's the Kawhi Leonard Zaza Pachulia play, where Zaza did a dirty move. He slipped his foot under Kawhi when he landed. But guess what, Keenan? You know how many times I saw that play happen before Kawhi?
Plenty.
Thousands. I saw that hundreds of thousands of times. Happens even at pickup. Happens at every level of basketball. And yes, it's dirty every time. But the whole time, like the only reason they made that a thing was because it was against the Warriors and because it was ESPN largely that was running the game, and that made this into a whole media thing. And then since then, Keenan, we've had, is that a flagrant? Is it not? And then they will stop the game and review that for 10, 15 minutes. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit there. I cannot stand when there's just someone contesting. We saw it in the Knicks Spurs game earlier. Someone contested. It wasn't even clearly a dirty contest. He just got close. I forget who it was. They landed. Didn't even land on the dude's foot, and they called a flagrant. Like, I promise you, no one was worried about that with basketball, as far as like that needing to be litigated every single time. If anything, that's something you could do. If it's something you're really worried about, A, eject the guy on the spot, or B, wait to the next timeout, review it, go ahead and go to the monitor, review it. And if you think, okay, that was dirty, assess a technical, assess a flagrant, or eject the guy. But we don't need to sit there for 5 minutes and litigate what was the defender's intention on this closeout. I'm going to give him flagrant 1 or 2. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I
Or
can't stand
just,
it.
you have so many people watching the game from New Jersey, just have them literally call in if they think it's more than something. Because like every time that's going to be a thing, it's a foul. So there has to be the foul, picking up the guy, going to the line, you giving the ball to the ref's going to give the ball back. That's 30 seconds. They have time to look at that play 3 times or 2 or 3 times within that. If they deem it, buzz in, hey, there's more there. We're calling a technical on it. Here's 1 free throw added to it. Or if you want a flagrant, it doesn't matter. Like, we're calling it that. Or don't. Like, it's so you don't have to stop the flow of the game, but you hear the whistle. It's like, okay, so they deemed this there and the reffing there. So you don't have to worry about it. There's no argument. I don't care. They made that decision. They are the ref, because you can't challenge it anyway. It's not like, oh, we can challenge the fact that just let them take care of it and then move on. I'm with you too, though. If you just next dead ball timeout, because it's not like it really, other than at the end of a game, it's not like it really makes like too much of a difference to the flow. Like if it happens in the second quarter, like I guess, but like I would just have it.
Genuine question too, Keenan.
Yeah.
Outside of that Zaza one, give me one that you can remember, that you can vividly point to, both players that were involved that you remember, where a guy stuck his foot out, guy landed, and he either rolled his ankle or there was some sort of reaction. Give me one that you can pinpoint.
There's not, like, I've seen it happen, and so,
Right.
like, but I can't tell you, I can't say, oh, game 3 of the second round, Steph went up and Harden stepped under him, or like Harden went up and
Take a
some
shot at
random
home.
person.
Keenan said Steph, take a shot at home.
Yeah, random. But yeah, so when anyone went up, then doesn't matter. But yes, no. So
point is, it's so inconsequential, or not. I don't want to say inconsequential, but it doesn't happen that frequently. And you have dirty players year in and year out. Draymond truly is one of the dirtiest players of my lifetime, and he's done dirtier than that. And that doesn't even go to review most of the time, except
it
like when he
hinders
stepped
the game
on
more than it helps. It hinders the game more than it helps.
Exactly. That was, every time I see that, I'm just like, if that wasn't Kawhi, if that was a regular season, that same thing happened in the regular season, same matchup. No one even cares. Even if Kawhi's out for 2 or 3 weeks, no one even cares. But because he was on a heater, because it looked like he was going to have his own version of LeBron game 1 against the Warriors, that's what made it a huge deal. Like, the Spurs were even going to beat the Warriors that year. Who knows? Anyway, Keenan, I'm deciding right now the last topic I was going to bring up, which we're still a couple questions from that. I'm actually going to save that for next podcast. So the main topic I had, we're saving that. But I have 3 more questions. And if anything else comes from that, maybe more, okay? 1 basketball. We're going to do basketball, and then I'll do music after, okay? Same question to you, Keenan, about Kevin Love and Blake Griffin. 5-year window, knowing what you know. Just get a 5-year window. You can choose one of these centers. You can choose Shaquille O'Neal, or you can choose Victor Wembanyama. Who are you going to choose?
5-year?
5 years. You're the GM for 5 years?
Shaq. Listen, like, Shaq, like, listen, and this could change in 5 years. Because what if Wemby goes on a run and we see Pete? But as of right now, Shaq averaged like 36 and 15 over 3 straight NBA finals. Like, I've seen what peak Shaq looks like, and it's the most dominant player that we've seen since Wilt, and arguably the most dominant player ever. And if he kept at that pace and took care of his body like that, and he might be the greatest player of all time. So, like, I'm going with Shaq. Like, he was so dominant. Like, just because, like, the thing is, all you need around him is a couple shooters and a good scoring wing. You're good. Like, obviously, like a guy who can take
creator. Even just a creator.
Just a creator.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I mean, like, obviously Kobe's Kobe, so we know that. But like, if you put Tyrese Maxey on that team, you're fine. If you put someone like that, you're fine, because Shaq was gonna take you there. So all you need is just a guy who can create his own shot. Like, that is really it. James Harden would be a 3-time champion right now if it was James Harden instead of Kobe. Like, would it matter? So James Harden would be there.
I won't say 3 times.
I won't say 3.
Harden
I was gonna say Kobe made some.
Harden might get 1.
I think he has 2 in him. I think he has the Pacers, and I think he has that Sixers series. I think he might have the.
Here's the thing: Kobe has no problem shooting. James Harden would be more than happy to be like, "Oh, Shaq gets a ball every time. Cool. I'm gonna go sit 35 feet from the basket."
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I'll give Harden maybe 1, but
there's a lot of
Vince Carter, T-Mac. Vince Carter, T-Mac could have done. I've said this. Vince Carter, T-Mac, AI, they could have won at least 1 with a ring. Confirmed by Shaq. Shaq actually said this about a month or 2 ago. He said, hey, if that's AI or Vince or T-Mac in Kobe's spot, we at least get 1. I don't think he said a 3-peat, and I agree. I don't think they 3-peat necessarily with those guys. Kobe, you 3-peat with. Kobe, you can lock in.
Wade, you 3-peat with.
Prime Wade, those are probably the 2. Those are probably the 2. post Jordan, those are probably the two. If we're talking scoring wings, I agree with you.
Yeah, no, like Wade you 3P with, because like Wade already won one with old Shaq. Like and he played a better finals than Kobe ever has. Or, unless you're talking Orlando was Kobe's best finals in totality. But like that Wade finals is something special. With Wade, you're 3-peating too. So, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting question because obviously Wemby has limitless potential, but as did Shaq. Like every player in the 90s and 2000s should be blessed that Shaq did not have the touch to become a viable free throw shooter, because that dude might have averaged straight up 36 points a game in his prime, maybe more.
If you had like a team. Like, if you had a team and you needed to add one or the other, I might add Wemby, because I think he gives you such a defensive ceiling that even Shaq can't give you. And I think so. I think it could just depend. So it was like, take the 86-87 Lakers, who had everything else. And then obviously, like, would you rather have Shaq on that team or Wemby? And I think I'd rather have Wemby, because I think he would have added to that team in a different way. Not that, listen, if they had Shaq, they're winning too. So it's not like it's a big deal. We're picking nits here. They had Shaq, they're going to win too. But I think I might choose Wemby in that scenario, because, like, now we got even better defense. We've got stretching the floor. So I think it would have just added even more of a wrinkle to that team that was insane, rather than older Kareem. But yeah, I'm asking one of the greatest teams of all time to add one of the greatest talents we've ever seen. So it's fine.
Last real music question here.
Okay.
You're stuck on an island. You're only allowed 3 albums. What are the 3 albums?
All right, so To Pimp a Butterfly is 1. 2, I need a R&B album. I think 2, I'm gonna go with Blonde.
Frank Ocean.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Blonde. And then I need a woman. So 3, I'm a huge Ariana Grande guy, but I actually think I'm going Control SZA.
So Control SZA, Frank Ocean, Blonde, and To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick.
Yes, I was thinking to myself if I wanted to go SOS over Control, but no, I think I'm going Control. Yeah,
it's a very serious vibe we're gonna have on the on the stranded island between those 3 albums.
Listen, I have a little bit of, so like, I mean, if you were going those 3, you could have gone like Channel Orange and Good Kid, Mad City, make it a little bit more of a vibe. But no, I'm going To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm going Blonde, and I'm going Control.
Last question, because I genuinely tried to think of this question earlier, and I was like, I don't think I have an answer. Like, I should have an answer because it's a podcast. It's partly my podcast, but it would be impossible for me to pick 3. I'll tell you this. Give me Life After Death by Biggie, because it's a double disc album. So it's a lot of tracks and it's all at a high level. And you could, like, much like a movie that you've seen a lot that like has layers to it, you can pick different things every time you watch it. I feel like you can get different things out of Life After Death every time you listen to it, because it's so long and because it's so classic and well done. All right, I'll attempt that. Life After Death. How about this? We'll go Life After Death. We'll go Watch the Throne.
You are a huge Watch the Throne guy.
We'll go Life After Death. We'll go. I could pick a Jay-Z album too. Life After Death. How about that? We'll just go Life After Death. That's the one album. I'm stranded. I got the one album. We'll go Life After Death.
My one's To Pimp a Butterfly. Just going with that. It's fine. It's my favorite album of all time. So
and that's the thing. I just said I would take Life After Death. I wouldn't say that's my favorite album of all time. I don't even think. Few shout outs before we get out of here. I want to shout out Tim Gray, because your Under Over podcast King inspired me to do that same. I want to do that with the NFL. Yes. And we can't do NFL without Tim, and preferably Brandon.
Oh, Super Bowls, you mean, for quarterbacks? Are we talking over-under?
Man. Whatever you can cook up with NFL over-unders, coaches, quarterbacks, whatever you can cook up.
Let me set some lines for some quarterbacks. I tell you what. I
can't wait.
I can do that. Love to.
Shouts to my good friend Vanchi, friend of the podcast, big fan of the podcast. She sent us, Keenan. She actually worked staff at the Super Bowl. She sent us Patriots towels, sent me a Bad Bunny lanyard from like the halftime show. So big shouts to Vanchi. She got us, she got us both Patriots towels. I can actually hold on, grab it. Let me
That's sick.
I'll show you.
I love it. Hey, let's go. I mean, I wish the game would have came better, but hey, listen, that's sick.
Send one for me, send one for you.
My question here is though, worked the Super Bowl?
She was staff at the Super Bowl. She lives in the Bay. She lives in San Francisco or around San Francisco. And she said she's a big Bad Bunny fan. She said she just applied that whole 2 weeks to get in. I think she got hired literally the day before to just work the Super Bowl.
Sick.
So she got to watch halftime. She sent me that. She sent me the towel. She's like, hey, grab you this. I'm going to send it to you. I'm like, dope. I did not realize she grabbed you one as well. She said, I grabbed one for Keenan as well, being a Patriots fan. I'm like,
appreciate
I'm sure he'll love
very
it.
much so.
I was like, if I don't see him though, I'm keeping it, but we're recording today. So there you go. You get a Patriots towel too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Shouts to
Thank you very much.
Shouts to Vanchi. And shouts to the Bay. Shouts to the Bay. Shouts to San Francisco, Santa Clara.
Tell me when to go.
Tell me when to go. If you're a music lover, if you're a hip hop lover, I think y'all will love it. It's March Madness themed. That's all I'm gonna say. That's gonna be my tease. So tap in 9:00 on Thursdays. Join John, Ray, and myself. We're talking a lot of the same stuff here. I call them the distant cousins of this podcast because we talk sports, we talk football, we talk basketball, cultures sometimes, but mostly music, basketball, football. So you'll get a lot of the same content that you get here, except live. So tune in this Thursday. You'll hear us talk about either Midwest or West Coast. Keen, any final thoughts before we sign out?
No, it's fun. I like talking on stuff. I like the fact we're talking more and more music. Shout out J. Cole. I think he helped spark this a little bit too. And obviously, because obviously 2024 did, and then I think 25 was a little bit of a dip, and 26 has been already really good. So,
did you hear Bruno Mars' album?
I've not heard Bruno Mars' album yet.
Very good.
Good, bad, in between?
Yeah. Great. I would say great.
Ooh. Okay.
Short, sweet, you're in, you're out. It's literally just a half hour long, so I highly recommend.
That's nice. That's nice. I'll definitely listen to it at some point.
Warner Brothers Podcast. We're out of here. We'll be back this week, Keenan and I, and maybe some guests. We shall see. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If I'm missing anything else, slap me in the face, but I don't think I'm missing anything else.
All Warner Brothers Podcast, so it doesn't matter.
All Warner Brothers Podcast. Listen, we'll talk about this, Keenan. I eventually, like this question thing, we might have to open up a Warner Brothers Podcast mailbag. I have to just open up another email separate for people to mail us in questions. So that's a thought I got going on. We're out of here. Everyone be safe, be well, enjoy basketball.